Battlefield 5 has just dropped a trailer showing off 5 new maps and teasing the Pacific DLC. This is the best piece of promotional material I've seen for the game ever. Let's check it out.
And we're off! Opening fire!
First of all, let me just say bravo, DICE. The tides are turning. The momentum is shifting. It feels like Battlefield 5 has got an incredible future ahead of it. I mean, there's still work to be done. I'm not saying the game's perfect or anything in its current state, but man, does it look exciting. The latest map for Battlefield 5 has really reinvigorated my interest in the game in so many ways. And now that I know we're getting a new map this month and then another map next month and then 2 maps in August and then some more stuff in June, like, I'm getting really excited for future content coming out. This is pretty darn good. Now, there's a ton of details in this trailer which we'll be getting into, but DICE has also released a website detailing a lot of the roadmap and content coming up for Battlefield 5. Let's get into the basics of what they've announced and what we know, and then we'll analyze some of the trailer details. Now, in chronological order, this month, June, the Chapter 4 Defying the Odds begins. That's a whole new progression wave of content, cosmetic unlocks and whatnot, but we're also getting the new map, Al Sundan. So this was the Sand and Sea leak that we were talking about yesterday. I was hoping it might be the British D-Day version, but it is not, sadly. It looks very Battlefield 1-esque in its visuals. The website description says the fight moves to North African desert on the vast open map based on the war story Under No Flag. Engage alongside a lush desert coast and the contrasting harsh environments. With large distances, vehicle-based gameplay, and battles across all ranges, you'll always have plenty of choices. Now, to me, this is pretty good news. I think Battlefield 5 is in need of some more large vehicle-oriented maps. I really do think that Panzerstorm is an excellent addition to the game. So if this is another sort of variation mixing up that formula, that's cool. A bunch of people have also been requesting that Under No Flag, the mission from single player, got turned into a multiplayer map because it is visually quite attractive. And although we just got 2 new elites, there's also 2 more elites coming this month, each with their own unique voice packs and melee weapons, one's for allies, one's for Axis. And we are getting updates to Firestorm, which means map updates, weapon updates, and vehicle updates. Hopefully the weapon updates aren't just new weapons, but maybe weapon rotations. I feel like Firestorm could use a little bit of a weapon cycling to mix things up a bit. So that's exciting as well. Now, next month in July, we're getting Marita, which is going to be linked together with Mercury for a grand operation. Hopefully that grand operation will launch the day that Marita launches as well. This map is described as the Battle of Greece continues. Deploy on the sloping mountain ridge and within the tight streets of a rural town on this infantry-focused map. Tanks and aircraft will stand aside for intense gunfights and sneaky flanks on the cobbled streets. Stay alert and prepare for challenging vertical gameplay. Now, this map looks visually very stunning, much like Mercury, but at dusk. Now, I'm always concerned about sunset settings for multiplayer maps. I feel like they've always made visibility a bit more difficult, and since Battlefield 5 has an issue with that already, it could get really out of hand on this map, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited for any new content, and Marita just looks gorgeous, and I'm also excited for a new map that is pure infantry madness. That does sound good. No airplanes bombing you overhead mid-firefight. Now in August, we're getting 2 new close quarter maps. So these are the maps that DICE has talked about being specifically designed for the small format game modes. I believe Squad Conquest will be one of those game modes, but they do have a more specific competitive game mode being designed for these maps. The 2 maps are Province and Lofton Islands. The website describes them as this: destroy an explosive production factory in Lofton Islands. Unseat the Axis occupation in Province. Get up close and personal on maps tailored for intimate infantry combat, where teamwork, skill, and adaptation are your keys to victory. And although it's not mentioned, we are getting a very specific competitive game mode along with these 2 maps in August, which will have, I think, more specific class roles and stuff like that, and different abilities and whatnot. So this will be another attempt by DICE to create some sort of competitive scene for Battlefield. I have to say the Province map looks stunning. Like, it really does look incredible. I hope that DICE is able to create enough content on here to attract the average Battlefield player on a regular basis, because they do look really cool. And although I primarily play the large format game modes, I hope there's enough reason for me to come over and try out Province. Lofton Islands looks very much like taking the biome from Firestorm and turning it into a multiplayer map, which is totally fine with me, to be honest. Especially if you don't play Firestorm but you enjoy the base game of Battlefield, then this will be a way to sort of sample that visual treatment without having to play Firestorm. Also, Province is located in France and Lofton Islands is in Norway. So just in case you're wondering about the locations of these 2 maps. Some of the leaked data from yesterday has also been confirmed on the website. The S2-200 medium machine gun and the Panzerbuchse anti-material rifle have been confirmed, so we at least know that those will be coming to the game. Now, obviously, the trailer showed quite a bit more than was just talked about on the website. Now, in October, we have Operation Underground, which, I mean, for all intensive purposes, has to be Operation Metro. This is the fan favorite map from Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and just people wanting it in basically every Battlefield game. Since then, it has become the sort of quintessential meat grinder game mode. DICE has already alluded to that if they're going to add this map back into a Battlefield game, that they would change it up in more substantial ways, which means probably the layout and stuff. So hopefully there's more flanking opportunities and stuff like that, since it really did funnel 64 people into like 2 to 3 lanes at times, which was just total insanity. Fun insanity if you like that kind of thing. But yeah, they're going to have to balance the POP before putting this map into the game. This is exciting. Who doesn't want Metro? Everybody wants Metro back in the Battlefield games. So I can't wait to see more of the visual treatment they've made for this map and to actually play it. And then we get the Pacific DLC teaser. We already pretty much knew this was coming at the end of the year, but seeing the first footage of it makes it even more exciting. The visuals of this are stunning. Seeing the Pacific in a World War II game, finally a modern World War II game, this is something that I think everybody in the Battlefield franchise can get excited about. The map here, I don't know specifically what island map this is. It could be Iwo Jima. There was a lot of beach landings and a lot of combat like that, but Iwo Jima was certainly one of the more well-known ones. We also see a good long take of the ships in the distance. We've had naval combat in many Battlefield games before, so hopefully this means we're getting more naval combat in Battlefield 5 with the ability to control large-scale ships. That would be amazing. Not confirmed by the trailer, but certainly hinted at by the trailer. And then, of course, as it cuts to black, we get that little ping, which is a signifier that the M1 Garand is coming to the game. Possibly the most requested weapon out of all weapons for Battlefield 5. Obviously, there's a huge request list, but the M1 Garand is probably one of the most popular weapons of the entire war. Now, what about those guns that you might have not seen in the trailer? DICE loves to add all kinds of little Easter eggs that if you go through frame by frame, you'll find new weapons and things that you can confirm will be in the game in the future. Thanks to Dan Minigun on Reddit and some other people helping out on Reddit, we've definitely located a lot of those weapons from the trailer. At 15 seconds in, we have the M2 Carbine Plainfield variant, along with the Ithaca 37 pump action shotgun. This is a pretty cool looking shotgun, can't wait to use it. And then of course there's the hard to miss suppressed M1911, certainly will be a fan favorite. The classic M1 bazooka, basically the Americans' anti-tank or anti-building weapon. Then there's the Well Rod, a suppressed bolt-action pistol. This is an extremely quiet weapon, and it'll be interesting to see how DICE balances it into the game. There's potentially a spotting of the Beretta PG semi-automatic rifle, though it could be something else. We'll have to wait and see. The Madsen MG machine gun is seen in Metro. This has been in the game files forever. People have been wanting the Madsen back from Battlefield 1, so it does look like we will be getting this, or DICE is just going to tease us for eternity. And then the Japanese soldier is holding the Type 99 rifle of the Arisaka design, a bolt-action rifle. So that's what I think we know so far. There may be something else hidden in there somewhere, but bunch of new weapons confirmed with all those details. Again, thank you very much to Reddit for uncovering most of that. What do you guys think of this? I am pumped. This is a massive, massive amount of content and info coming. The one question left really is, when is the Pacific content coming? I would assume it's coming in November because they said, I think, fall. So if Operation Underground is coming in October, I would assume that the Pacific stuff will be coming in November, the last month of fall. So that would make most sense to me. It would be a good November release, but there's a lot of content to look forward to in the very near future. And this is not counting all the other unverified or unpromoted weapons and cosmetics and whatever that's coming in between now and then. So I've got a lot to look forward to personally. I'm very excited for it. It feels like Battlefield 5 is finally turning the ship around with their content game, getting a lot more content into the game. And if they can just kind of clean up a few of the last little areas of Battlefield 5 that need to get cleaned up to make this content more enjoyable, then Battlefield 5 is going to have a very bright future. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about this epic new trailer in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.